Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV 2. I am xattuu, joined by boxcar and knsume on the camera. Boxcar's on the mic. We're casting King's Crew versus Dung Masters here in RGL. What week are we on? Week
This is
7A.
this is season's winding down now. This is getting close. Exciting times. Tonight we'll be doing King's Crew vs Dunk Masters, which on paper doesn't sound like that exciting of a matchup, but there's some serious playoff implications for this match tonight. And also, the last time these teams actually faced off, it was a 5-4, which Dunk Masters really put on a show that match. I remember watching that and thinking it was really funny that Dunk Masters played so well, because they didn't come into the season being like one of the higher seeded teams or whatever.
Yeah, so for the end of the season, we are looking at the league table. We have King's Crew in the 5th position, just a few points below RGL. And RGL's got a couple of hard matches coming up. They actually got to play against teams that have beat them. They got to play against, I believe it is Hi5 Demoman and Froyotech. So RGL really needs to get a couple of rounds off of either of those teams in order to secure their position in the 4th spot to go to LAN. King's Crew, however, if they win out their last 2 matches, including this one, they could have a shot at getting into playoffs and getting that all-important ticket to LAN. Unfortunately, last night they did lose a round to Strolling Astronomers, which does not help their chances. But if they are able to win out this match versus Dunk Masters, and then their upcoming match versus 100 Beasts, get a couple of rounds on there, they will punch their ticket.
Yeah, so how it'll work, since they did lose a round last night, they have to take rounds off 100B if they want to make playoffs. And this match will determine how many rounds they need to take off 100B to get into playoffs and get that 4th place spot over RGL, who has, like you said, some pretty tough matches. They historically lost both of their matches against those teams. They lost to Hi5 Demoman 5-1 and Froyotech 5-0. So it'll be those will definitely be rough matches. That's probably the toughest last 2 matches of the season if you're any of these invite teams here. Fighting for that ever elusive LAN spot. It's been like 6 years since there was the last invite LAN for TF2.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be pretty exciting. Hopefully all the teams that are qualified are able to go. I'm assuming that all of Froyotech will be there, as well as Honor Beasts. These slightly less well-known invite teams, you always have people that have other obligations, may not be able to go, but we're hoping that everyone is able to go and put on a good show. I mean, it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been such a long time since we've seen a real North American LAN. We saw Rewind, we saw ESA2, and of course, we got your locals, we got RGB and all these other LANs that are around that are always fun to watch. Hopefully this invite LAN for RGL is gonna live up to the hype.
Yeah, coming up this March, I believe it's the 26th to the 28th, that little weekend right there. And it's always fun to watch like Rewind or the RGB LANs when they have a good competition, but it doesn't feel the same as watching VODs of ESA LAN, because there was so much more on the line there. Your entire season was leading up to that moment.
Yeah, there's so much buildup in those situations. You're following this team all season. You want to see how they end up. You want to watch if they're able to win out when they were doing well all season. If they're able to continue that on the LAN environment. So I think for most of these teams, bar 100 Beasts and Froyotech, I believe everybody on Froyotech has been to LAN. 100 Beasts, I think everyone has. Did Yike go to LAN? I'm not.
Yeah,
he did, right?
Yeah, it went to the last iSeries LAN with the old Ascent North America.
Mm-hmm. And then, but you're looking at Hi5 demo. You got a couple players around. I know Skis went to LAN, but with Cookie Rakuso, Hi5 did go to LAN himself.
Cookie's been to a couple RGB LANs. I know Laz was at the last iSeries with Ascent NA.
Oh yeah, you're right, he did.
I don't think Rakuso's ever been to a LAN. He lives in New Jersey, funnily enough, so he could have been to the last couple RGB LANs, but you don't have to go to those. Especially it wasn't like his invite team was going or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But Looking on the side of RGL, though, we do have a lot of up and coming invited players, so probably a
Hmm.
lot of new faces to a LAN environment. Same with King's Crew.
Yeah.
Patty's been around for a while. Same with Bear. He's been to a couple of LANs. Trip, but you got Psy and Sandblast, who actually have all these people have been to a
Yeah,
LAN.
King's Crew won the last RGB LAN actually under
Yeah, you're
the
right.
Ford Gaming name.
You're
Yeah,
right.
they had Habib bringing demo because Jarrett couldn't attend.
Hmm. Now they
That
got
was a fun LAN.
yeah, it was. Now they got Psy back on Demo Man though. We got Jarrett stepping out for the time being. We got Patty. They brought Patty in to replace him. Patty's going to be on the pocket soldier role. We got Psy moving back to demo class for the side of King's Crew. So run down the roster real quick. We got Trip on the roaming soldier. We got Sagai demo. We have Patty pocket, and we have Sandblast and Yosh on the scouts classes. And on the side of Dunk Masters, we got Bold demo, Daffodil, and on pocket Fruit on Roamer, Pablo and Cap on scouts, and we got Logai on medic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of like, a lot of the players on a King's Crew, if like I know Patty's one invite when he played on Tech. I know Sai one invite when he played on Tech. But a lot of the other players on the team, Bear, Sandblast, Trip even, and and Yosh, they've always been just like on the cusp of like making it to like being like that, like a top invite threat on the level of like that old Ascent roster that we had a couple for like the last season of ESEA and like the Titans on Tech. So like it's interesting to see how these players like slowly trying to get their hold into that a top 2 spot. And like a lot of these players, I think Yosh is if Yosh like keeps sticking it out. I know he's been a little upset with how the season is going because this was definitely a rougher season for King's Crew. They haven't been playing as well as they predicted, but like seeing these players evolve and make their way into the top 2 spots is it's exciting. And like in contrast, we have Dunk Masters, a lot of newer faces to invite, or like newer faces to invite. I know Daffodil has played at a high level on, has a couple of top ESEA IM placements with like Omni 5 and stuff. And we have he was on Cat Noises too actually, yeah. Lol guy, a newer face. Bull Highland has placed pretty well in Highlander before, but like kind of making his name in sixes now. Pablo, same story with him, a Highlander player. I think the oldest player on this roster is Cactus Wactus or Fruit. He's been around in Invite for a while. He played with Patty before on Mentality a couple seasons ago. That team got like 3rd or 4th in Invite. And Cap, another pretty new face to the scene. Same with Lol guy, like kind of just coming up.
Yeah, I'd agree. We actually this season is probably one of the better seasons of Invite that we've seen in a while. A lot of teams are very I don't think we haven't had a team die yet, which is very good. A lot of very back and forth trades. 100 Beats has been we're looking strong at the very start of the season with their win over Furry Attack, but they've also showed that they are valuable. They did end up losing another game to Furry Attack, and they have dropped a lot of rounds off of from other teams, which has actually given up their first place spot that they held for the majority of the first half of the season to Furry Attack, even though their records are the same. They actually have a worse points dropped on a win in the whole league right now. So they've a lot of 5-4s right now. Froyotek has been kind of rolling over the weaker teams, the lower half of Invite. Meanwhile, High Five, Demoman, Ratjo, and Kings Crew have all been kind of been trading games around. You got Madlix in the mix as well, who's been taking some rounds off of some of the better teams, as well as they did. They're always a threat, I think, in the lower half. You're not going to run off really any of these teams right now. Now we got 3 teams that are all kind of vying for the last 2 spots in the invite playoffs to go to LAN. It's pretty exciting. It's probably the best TF2 we've seen at the invite level for couple of seasons.
Yeah, for sure. It's really exciting seeing no teams die because that's always like nice, good sign of the scene. And with it LAN now like 100% happening, because I know for the last season or two of ESA they were like, oh, they were like teasing it like, oh, maybe we'll bring ESA LAN back for TF2 if we get like X amount of teams signed up or players or whatever. But Sigafoo just coming out and like saying at the beginning of the season, yes, there will 100% be an invite LAN for the top 4 teams. It just makes it like really gives these teams a reason to play out a lot more, as opposed to just like, oh, we're not getting 4th place, so it's just like I don't care anymore. We can just stop playing, or like I'm here so I don't like. I remember one season Mason's team was literally just called I'm here so I don't get fined, because like they weren't making playoffs, so they stopped caring, and they just like they just played all their matches and like threw them or whatever just to get the season over with quicker. But and like especially when all the the upper mid or the upper mid invite teams like a High Five Demo Man or like a King's Crew or like a RGL, they're all so close together, and like they're like trading games with each other and stuff. And on TFTV1 actually it's pretty exciting. It's 100 Beast versus High Five Demo Man, and the last time those two teams faced each other, I think it might have been on the same map. I think last time they played each other was also on Metalworks, and High Five Demo Man actually rolled the first half. Like they got 3 rounds in like 15 minutes, and then but in the second half, 100B managed to pull it out and win out the map. But like it would be like upsets like that is another reason why I think the season is like so good. There's just so many like a lot of the times you like a team will just like randomly out of nowhere just get like 3 rounds off a team who was like predicted to be better. It's like what I was saying earlier when last time these two teams that were casting tonight faced off, Dunk like in the second half pulled out 4 rounds in like 20 minutes and almost beat out on Kingscrew.
Yeah, well, I mean, even earlier, I think 2 weeks ago, Kingscrew took the first 2 rounds off of Frototech, and they went into halftime up 2-1 or 2-2, I believe. It was a really close game. I mean, yeah, until the end when Frototech did end up winning out, but it was a pretty close game, for what it was. Expecting Kingscrew just gonna get rolled, but that's gonna help them a lot. Those few points, it doesn't seem like a lot. They still lost, but it's actually. That's what's keeping them in the playoff contention right now, was those 2 rounds versus Rototech. So that's going to help them a lot, as you were saying, a lot of back and forth trading here. It looks like we have 11 players in the server now. We're just waiting on one gamer from the side of Dunk Masters before we get this started here.
Yeah, waiting on Cap right now. The point system is kind of it's a kind of controversial system for invite. A lot of teams have been kind of upset about how it's based off points instead of win-loss record, and like some teams are placing higher than others because of that. But at the same time, it's like keeping the competition so close for the bottom teams, and it's kind of keeping Kingscrew in it, because they did lose earlier in the season before their roster shakeup. They were looking a lot weaker, and they were losing rounds and games to the other 2 teams, High Five Demo Man and RGL.
Yeah, I think now that they have done this roster shakeup with Saigai back on demo, they definitely have been playing a lot better. I think I don't know if it's been Patty main calling or if it's been just the general team cohesion around him, but they are looking much better now than they were before with just general their play. They're more aggressive. They're not playing so passively. They're willing to walk forward, and even just if you walk forward and you win a fight, that's boosting your confidence. If you kind of sit back and play passively, you're not going to be able to create momentum for yourself. And that's what you got to do sometimes, just to, especially in this game in TF2. If you win a mid, you roll in the last. You win a fight, you're rolling forward. With your meta, keeping people alive, going forward, playing off of your momentum is so important in this game. And that's what I've seen a lot more from Kingscrew, is being able to keep the momentum going and continue to play really like I mean, they've been playing like a top invite team these last few matches.
Yeah, it definitely was the addition of Patty, because I know Patty he was like coaching this team. He'd like watch their streams or sit and spec, and like kind of during the half times, he'd tell them what's going wrong and stuff. And I know when when the ESL LAN was supposed to be happening for TF2, they had they had the same roster that they have right now. And I just think there was too many conflicting styles on the former King's Crew roster when they had Jarrett and Sandblast and Sagai in the combo, because all those three players, they kind of all play like like different styles of TF2 almost, because everybody knows like Sandblast loves to get tanked on Scout, and Psy like plays DM shotgun pocket soldier, so you need a lot of you need to pump a lot of heals into those two players, and like Jarrett, you can survive with low heals on demo, like, and Jarrett was trying to, but like he just wasn't putting out the numbers. He like, it was kind of showing that he like needed more heals, and you know, putting Psy onto demo and Patty onto soldier, like, yeah, again, some more heal heavy players, but Patty's able to wrangle in Sandblast and kind of like take control, because Sandblast is like, I've heard Sandblast described by Medic, his at LAN by Bear, as like a lawnmower. If he's not being able to get control, then he'll just like take Ubers into people without much regard. So like having somebody like Patty on the team who can kind of main call and take control of the team, and like bring all the different conflicting ideas on the team into one cohesive idea, it's definitely helpful for their overall cohesion, and it's definitely you know, like you said, it's helping them play like a better like top 2 kind of team. But we do have 12 in the server now. Cap joining up. Nobody seems like they're really have like exceptionally high ping or whatever. So yeah, we do have Dunk Masters readying up. We just need a King's Crew to ready up and get this first half underway.
I think they're currently trying to coax Yosh off of the Demo Knight class, which he's been known to run in pugs. He's charging around, doing his thing. He's done with the Scout class right now.
That's not happening.
They have to wrangle him in, like, please drop the Demo class.
they had Patty step up, like we were saying. Patty must have told him get off it. Because now he's on the Scout. He's got 5 ping, and he plays Scout? That's crazy.
That's a yike for me, dog.
What a waste. Yeah,
the only gamer in this there's only 2 players in this server with over 50 ping, and it's Patty and Lol Guy, and they're both just it's the invite ping that you need. You need that low ping to be playing at this high level. As we are going to be going to our first mid, let's take a look at Sagai and Bull as they're rolling out to this first mid. The mids of these past few Sunshine matches, or excuse me, Snakewater matches we've been watching, have been very passive from both teams. We're going to see both demos getting there. We see Bull a lot faster than the side of Sagai. Sagai's been rolling up from the lower. Bull is getting some damage onto the combo of King's Crew. He's going to be shooting some stickies across here. Again, a very passive mid. Bear's going to drop down to about 100 HP, but we're just trading spam right now. Both soldiers from the side of Dungmaster just kind of chilling. As we see a fake bomb in from Trip. He's going to reconvene with his teams. Patty's going to go for taking a lot of damage. He's going to get bowed up though, as Daffodil is very low. 8 health. He's going to actually get spammed down from some pistols. So we see a Scout just waddling across the point. The bomb Cactus Wax is going to get nothing, as the rest of Dungmasters had to escape after losing both of their soldiers. The push is on from Kings. Ooh, as Bear gets piped, he's 20 health. No Uber, he's got to wait for that pack as his team's kind of in here. But it's not going to matter, as Dungmasters is just still on the back foot, still pressing that S key.
Yeah, I watching that mid, I saw the King's Crew soldiers like start up a like really nice double bomb, but they didn't commit to it. And I would have liked to see them commit to that a lot earlier and just kind of land on the combo and have the 2 scouts and the demo walk across point and get tanked by Bear. That would have but they did win the mid though. Now we have Dunk holding last, Pablo putting a sentry in the middle of the last. It watches lower pretty effectively, actually. Yeah, Trip
just waddles into it. What is he doing? What is he doing?
They're trying to double sack, I guess. He was there with Yosh, but no. That sentry spot's actually pretty funny. Like, I see a lot of teams run it, and like nobody ever expects it, and it's kind of hard to spam down because it's protected by on one side it's protected by a shutter, on the other side it's protected by a wall, and in lower you can't peek it without dying to it. It's hard to deal with for sure. But Trip going down, they get all their spawns back up. Dunk only on engineer right now. No sniper or anything. They get the dispenser. Important pick. Good
nice
job on
shot.
Trip.
Nice
Good
shot
job
from
on
Trip to
Trip,
take it
yeah.
that dispenser. We're gonna see them
What do we
waddling
do
in
without him?
left here. Yosha's just kind of walked. He's gonna take a lot of damage as both soldiers kind of bomb forward. Trip's gonna get absolutely denied by the gun. Yosha's getting a bow, and he's gonna actually escape us. The Uber gets forced out of log. This Uber's terrible. They only get Patty. Trip goes really low as well, but they're not able to chase in the lobby as Side Guy set up a minefield of sticky bombs. As we're gonna see kind of a reset here from Kings Crew. They're gonna wait for their spawn from Patty probably. Force that push. Actually, they got 2 players already in top left. Yoshi's kind of in by himself here. He can't afford to get picked while they're still trying. Well, Kingsu's still trying to put together this Uber push. Patty is just arriving on the scene now as Trip's trying to scope out the gun. They know where they're just going to use through onto their scout and demo. Sandblast's going to take some damage. They are going to eventually get the gun, but that's all they got with this Uber. They're just kind of hanging out on the right side of last here as the soldiers bomb forward. A lot of damage onto the soldiers here, but no real picks at Patty and Trip are going to go down. Bear's going to get a pick onto a scout from across the map. They do got a lot of cap time, but they do lose Sandblast. It looks like they're gonna have to get out because there's just not enough players alive. It's 3v3 right now.
Yeah, they could maybe win out here. It's even classes almost. Yosh getting the pistol kill into Fruit, but Side Guy no. Oh, nice
air shot.
Daffodil. Oh, they're chasing out actually. No,
Bear
they
escapes.
almost got the pick onto Bear, but Trip coming to his rescue. Yeah. That was definitely a super rough force on Lol Guy was just sitting in the corner and he just got like a soldier jumped up high and just landed right on his head. And
he actually didn't use his Uber. He went down to like single digit HP. He held
no,
his
Lol
Uber
Guy.
on that last
Lol Guy
one.
got forced.
Yeah, he's gonna get forced in now though from a bomb from Trip. He's gonna get used onto the point here. He's gonna go very low. Get nothing with the Uber. Oh, Sandblast actually does die to Cactus Wactus. Patty's gonna be underneath the point spam here. I don't really like this fight here from Kings Crew. They are gonna get the Uber, gonna pop it out immediately. They are probably gonna catch out Bull here, but that looks like it. They do get Cactus Wactus as he was trying to escape. Bull's still alive. He lived for so long just surfing rockets. So they do end up holding on to this last point, and it looks like they actually are gonna push back into last with this demo down pick. As Patty's already in, he's gonna take a lot of damage. Trip's gonna come and get absolutely denied by the scouts, and he's gonna break his ankles on the way down, get crater. Patty's gonna go and do the exact same thing, getting a pick onto Pablo, but they just get a couple picks on the point. They're able to run on before the spawns and the demo come in, and they cap. The first round going to King's Crew.
Yeah, Bull dying so late is kind of a double-edged sword because he stalls the cap for his team, but at the same time, the demo is like probably the most important class to have when you're holding last. So him having a 16-second respawn there is kind of like GG on the round. Next mid though, let's see if teams get more aggressive here.
Yeah, we're gonna see Side Guy walking forward on the left side here. Again, just spamming out. We see Yosh sending his balls across the point, trying to hit something with them. Still nothing, just soldiers waddling around trying to get a buff. Nobody's really doing anything. Here comes Trip. He's gonna do a high bomb in, followed up by Daft. That's just counter bombing on the Trip. Both soldiers kind of reset to their sides of mid. Trip's gonna be into the kitchen though, as we see Cactus Wactus bombing forward, and it's gonna bait forward Sandblast, who's gonna go down immediately to both soldiers. Patty's gonna get dropped as well. Or, excuse me, Patty's gonna drop Cactus Wactus, and he's gonna go down low. Giz gonna get a bow from his medic, and both soldiers gonna aggress here. Again, just better soldier bombs from the side of King's Crew, as looks like Law Guy's just running. He's very low though. He could get dropped. Soldiers took cheese. Huge fight from Bull to save his medic. That was nutty, dude.
Nice save from Bull there. King's Crew was doing some really interesting stuff and baiting out aggression by they did a lot of fake bombs where they would bomb up and then land back on their own side.
He's separated from his medic right now. Sorry to interrupt you, but he's gonna go added cheese actually on about 60 health. Still not out of the woods yet. His Trip goes down. He's gonna get a bomb onto Side Guy. This Uber starts to come out from Bear, but he's already lost 2 players. Daft does go down, but it's looking better. No soldiers actually on the side of Dung Masters. As the Uber does come out on the Sandblast, he's gonna run forward, take the solo trade. He's gonna get. Oh, they drop Pablo though as the bomb from Patty comes in. Yoshi's gonna be running forward with the heals on his medic as Sandblast comes in from the flank, and it's gonna force the Dunk Masters to escape into lobby. Bull's very low here. He's gonna get healed up just in time by Law Guy to stay alive. As Cactus Wactus is very aggressive in this lobby, kind of alone, trying to stay down that Sandblast forever, but he's gonna escape on 10 HP. Both players going down really low, and it looks like we're just gonna have a stalemate on last once again. Probably have another Sentry Gun coming out shortly from Pablo.
Yeah. It is even Ubers here, so they might it looks like they're opting not to go for Sentry instead of just stock 6 classes. Very impressive for a Fruit to live, or Cactus Wactus, sorry, live on that scout chase. He was super low. And yeah, just gonna see a typical last stalemate now. No Sentry Gun on the side of Dunkmaster, so getting in double sacks for King's Crew will be a lot easier here.
Yeah,
And I know that
you saw them.
they do love their double sacks with Trip and Yosh, and
Yeah, you saw Kings just both peek both soldiers into the shutter door. They were actually expecting that sentry gun. They were, so, I think, surprised when they didn't see it. I think they still kind of expect the sentry to be going up from the side of Dung Masters, but they weren't able to spam it out because, I mean, it doesn't exist right now. We're seeing this setup. Trip is going to go feed right now. He's going to get 0 damage as Yost falls up on the secondary feed. That's a very interesting double feed there. What do you think about that, Boxcar?
I might have to implement that one into my playbook. I'm interested in it.
It was quite interesting because Trip bombed in and got 0 damage, and then Yosh ran in and he tried to follow up on that damage, and they both kind of didn't really do much. Very unfortunate, actually, as you see that.
See though, if you look on the bottom of King's Crew on your HUD here, you'll see the real reason why that play happened, and it's for Yosh getting on class number 8. This is a crazy angle. What is this?
I've never seen this before. I need to get on this. Is that even an angle? Can you see anything there?
Well, you can check his first-person cam and find out. Yeah. But we do have the first pause of the match right now.
Can he see that? Can he see into the last from there?
His crosshair is placed pretty poorly right now because he's like still setting up the spot, and we are in the pause.
No, I'm stuck in the zoom. Oh gosh, how do I fix this?
First person spec a different player.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I think he moves slightly to his left.
Yeah, I think he does have a little space to move on the box.
Oh, maybe
so,
he can.
Yeah, maybe I think he can see something.
I think you're right, because I think, as we are going to go unpause here, but yeah, I think you're right. I think he can't see it. We'll see his dot. We'll see if his dot can see anything.
I'm on this first person. He just gives up.
Oh, man.
What the hell?
I wanted to see that work.
Maybe you can try that in a pug or something. They do have Pablo counter sniping now, though.
Who's your money on?
Pablo's a Highlander player, but Yosh is also a Highlander player. I don't know. Yosh is the safe bet, so I'm gonna give it to Yosh. Even though I do like a good upset.
All right, I got $5 on Pablo right here. If we go to land, you're gonna pay up when Pablo wins.
I'll be there.
All right, we see a first shot from Pablo gonna go wide, as they both are kind of stepping up. Yoshi gonna take a body shot. He's gonna go down low, but he's got a full buff, so he doesn't really care about that. We see everyone else on his team just kind of staring at a doorway right now. Sandblast is being hiding in a corner right now, very tactfully staring at the third doorway. As Bear's, he's staying clear of these sight lines. He's not going to get caught out by a sniper. Bear's played enough pugs to know where he's going to get shot from, so we're just going to see snipers looking at each other for a while. We got a couple soldiers kind of testing Pablo here, seeing if he's going to hit that shot. So I guess try to watch his trap. Oh, you owe me $5.
Send me your PayPal.
We see a soldier going behind. Cactus Watch is immediately going to go behind. He's going to get into the solid. He's going to do a high bomb here onto Bear, but Bear's going to stand behind some boxes, and Cactus Watch's rockets are going to get nowhere near him. As we see the pause coming in here, as the immediate aggression out of Patty into lobby, followed up by Trip. They aren't really going to get anything out of that. Like, I guess trying to go quickly off the end of that pause or something. But looks like we're just going to see Yosh coming back up onto the scout class. Decided to not play sniper anymore. Trip's going to be aggressive lower, take some damage. As we're just going to kind of spam at each other here. So no off classes. I mean, besides the sniper from the side of.
Yeah, no heavy classes. No heavy classes. Yeah, they're probably. I assume Kingscrew's just going to run a double sack again.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're not running the engineer.
Yeah, here they come. They do get the sniper.
Yeah, they get a lot of damage onto Law Guy. He's going to get a second. No. Trip's going to miss that rocket actually, as the rest of his team's going to back out. They do get the sniper, so it kind of limits the pushing, like the sack potential. You really never want to go 2 down on last, even if the other team sacks 2. They got the sniper pick. That means the Dung Masters really can't do anything off of the pick advantage. If you lose someone else, that's kind of like a free push in the last from the side of King's Crew, especially since their spawns come up faster or are going to come up faster. Yosh, interestingly, staying on the scout class, not opting to go for the sniper boy. As it looks like we're just going to see Trip sacrifice himself once again for the greater good of the Uber Force.
Yeah, they are doing a decent amount of damage. At least with the last double sack, they did a decent amount of damage. So I think
Here he
they're feeling
comes.
confident in it. Yep, they get
They
onto
got the
Pablo
sniper
again.
again.
They get Yosh in on the medic.
Oh,
Patty,
Patty just waddles in. He does a lot of
oh,
damage, but they drop 2 players. Still no Uber out from Log. It's gonna be a much better Uber from the from Dunk Masters, but they're down 3 as Patty's gonna be hopping around the map trying to distract these soldiers. As it looks like the repush is coming from Kingston from the top left on their perspective. A lot of damage onto them though.
pipe on
As
the bear gets the
Bull
frag.
Bull did so much damage. Bull just saved that for his team. He did so much. He nuked Patty, he nuked Bear, and he got Sandblast very low as well. As looks like Kingsu's gonna have to escape here as Dunk Master's gonna be
Sandblast
trying
in
to
the
push for the
hiding
lobby.
spot right now, underneath. They don't
Cactus
see him.
didn't check it.
Fruit
Cactus,
didn't see him.
no.
Oh, they do go back. Pablo or Cap goes back to take the
They got 3
1v1.
players in
Daffodil
lobby.
gets the frag.
Yoshi's on the last point. Yoshi went top, just went through cheese on the last point. He's
Daffodil,
gonna get the
Daffodil,
Cap.
not in time.
No. I could have sworn they saw him. He got the pick onto Pablo, but no one else was able to follow up on that. I swear they called him. And Dash is gonna mess up his bomb just enough to not be able to get to the point. And Yoshi's gonna win that out.
Yeah, he was so close that last push on to stopping it and saving the game for his team.
We're going this third middle point. Both demos are there at the same time. Bull's actually gonna take a lot of damage from Side Guy. Side Guy's kind of got him stuck off, and he does actually dead a stickies there. So we're gonna see a little bit of damage traded onto the demos, but the arrows are just gonna keep both of these boys alive. It's a really aggressive ball from Trip, as followed up on the same side as Daff. And there's both swords are gonna go, and Daff's gonna get nuked instantly, but Cactus wants to come forward and get Trip. So it's an even trade here, but Cactus is going to die. He's gonna get a bow into Patty as both his scouts are running forward across the point. They get onto Pablo, and an aggressive bomb from Patty's gonna force out. Ooh, Cap just escapes on 2 HP. He's gonna live, so it's 3 down actually for the side of Dunk Masters as King3, excuse me, is gonna force their way on the second here.
Yeah, they're gonna take that right away. The time isn't too low in the second or in this first half right here, but they don't want to waste any time. They wanna get these 5 rounds quick and try and get closer to securing their spot for LAN. Another typical last stalemate. Both teams even Ubers. Same stuff as we've seen most of this match so far. It feels like. I did like that really aggressive trade from Patty. They used their Uber first, and they might be doing it again. Here comes the double sack, getting a lot of damage. They pick up the frag onto Daffodil. Is this another pause? It's looking like it.
Yeah, I'm interested in what's been causing these pauses. We see Sandblast and staring directly at Cap here. Cap's got a very
there it is.
Immediately out of
Sandblast!
Sandblast just kills Log Guy through Cap? What just happened?
That was so unfortunate for Lol Guy. Obviously, the pause was delayed, so we didn't see that happen live. But given that there was a pause, that might mean that they hold out this last, which will be interesting to see. I'm curious now if they'll manage to keep this last and maybe push back into second.
Meanwhile, Kingsfree is going to use this in. They do have a Pyro and a Sentry gun over on the defenders last year, but that's going to go down immediately. Got a lot of time on point here as the scouts going to get flashed and keep alive. A couple low players. Both soldiers are very low for the side of Kingsfree. They do get 2 quick kills, and it looks like almost get on the point. Patty's going to go down as well. Cactus wants to go down, but traded out for Yosh. We're going to see, just not enough players alive. We are going to cap out, but it looks like they had the incorrect configuration on, so that's probably why we got the pause there, just to fix that up, as both teams are going to be rolling. It's probably them unexecing. Oh, they don't have Archon, so they paused it.
Daffodil does have Archon. I gave it to him.
So that's what's the pause, to save the logs, I guess, as we are gonna eventually go to our halftime. Daffodil remembered that he did in fact have the.
It's literally the last message I sent to Daffodil.
Do you think he checks his message?
He should have.
Alrighty then. As we're gonna take a look at the logs.tf, this let's see. Take a quick look here. It's it was a pretty quick game, only 15 minutes, but it's very we pretty much only saw fights on the last of Dunk Masters and on mid. Like there was one fight on second, which was a Uber trade in favor of King's crew. So it's actually a very low frag game. Just about 35 frags per side here, and nothing really standing out to me. Bear only dying once throughout the entirety of this game, keeping himself alive. I think that was a cross map pill from Bull, which he decided to try and catch like he was a baseball outfielder. Unfortunately, did not go in his favor. But Bear pulling even with 1-5-1 on the KD, looking up pretty good.
Low guy only has 2 deaths, so he's not doing that much worse, especially since he's losing kind of convincingly. Low guy did have that one unfortunate drop though. I feel like Low guy is kind of an up and comer though.
He has been, but in the last game we saw of him, we didn't see him have a few major mistakes that end up. I don't know if they lost his team the match, but they wasn't helping. When I think it was the last time that these teams actually played on this map. That they was it this team? I think it was when they went to Golden Cap, and it was unfortunate. But we see the rematch here, and Kingsu's definitely, they're more convincing. The bombs from Daffodil and Cactus Wax just aren't getting enough on the middle points. Patty and Trip are getting a lot more damage and follow-up out of their bombs, so they're able to do a lot more on the middle points, with Sandblast and Yoshi are just kind of walking across as a team. They're playing really well together. They're both able to focus similar targets down in these mids and play off the damage that these soldiers are putting out, and really clean up a lot of frags very quickly to keep their teams just in the fight as long as possible.
Yeah, I was the logs are kind of skewed by the 2 pauses we had, because I know after the first pause, if you pause it again, it kind of messes it up. And but I'm looking at the logs here, and I'm seeing Patty big damage, has the most DPM in the server, going 8 and 6.
He's actually been going by Chatty as of recently. I don't know if you heard about that.
Of course. Yeah, just watching him play, I could tell.
Yes.
However, looking at this heal spread from King's Crew, this is a boomer. This is like a classic mix-up heal spread.
Yeah, it's it's been looking good for them. It's been very clinical from King's Crew. They have a very very direct idea of what they want to do, and they're executing it very well. These sacks from Trip, he hasn't really been the one getting the plays, but he's causing so much distraction when he does these skip jumps through top left. He's been doing the exact same thing every single time, and he gets in, and then Yosh and the rest of his team, Patty even a couple of times, were able to get in and get onto Law Guy. The entirety of Dunkmaster's just looking at Trip as he goes in, and he's not necessarily doing all the damage, but he's creating these openings for his team. It's reflecting poorly on his KD though. In the logs, if you're a logs player, you're like, what is Trip doing? He's not doing anything, but he's actually been doing so much in these mids and in his last pushes to be able to keep his team alive and just be making so much room. That's all you can ask for from your roamer. As we are going to go into our 4th middle point of this match. Currently, King's Crew's up 3-0. Just come out of halftime here. We're gonna see both demos arriving to mid. Side guy going lower as always, and Bull going through Saw again. Bull's a little bit slower than Sai. As we are just gonna see some trade spin. We'll see if Trip likes to go aggressive this mid, and he is just kind of waiting with the rest of his team. Here he comes. He's going to jump over the top left, do a fake bomb. Yeah, he's going to surf out as the bomb from Cactus Wax is going to get denied. As here comes Snap over the top. He's going to go down very low. He is going to get chased down by Patty. He's going to go to 1 health in the corner. He does get a bow to just barely stay alive there. He's going to get a second one to get healed up all the way. Cactus Wax is going to go very low as we see Trip in from behind. He's actually going to get on the low guy. Low guy's going to surf up into the air. And a lot of distraction. The team's not able to really follow forward off it, but it's really just destroy the positioning of Dunkmasters. They all turned around for the Trip bomb, and Bull just was left alone, and he got nuked. There's a scout behind, or a soldier behind, excuse me.
Sorry, all these players so weak on the mid, and they lost Bull, and they just didn't have the positioning or the health to even though they were down the demo, to keep fighting, because it is possible. Daffodil getting the pick on the Trip, actually. It's that'll slow King's Crew down a little bit. They did keep Low Guy alive, so they do have player advantage here, and even Ubers. They could maybe do something.
Oh no, Cactus Wagons goes down, as Dav is going to fail a bomb in from behind. That's 2 down from the side of the Dunkmasters, as just Trip down. We didn't see a bomb here from Patty. really low bull here. Logai's kind of caught out on the no man's land here. He's not really anywhere he can go. He does drop bull and supercharge. The Uber does come out. This is a very poor Uber from the side of Dunkmasters. Logai might get caught out here with the sticky bomb, but he's actually able to get out into the lobby. The scout is gonna escape as well. Just barely pubble, 20 HP gonna leave. But Bull's still down. I want to see some aggression from Kingscrew here. So if they get in the last one, there's no demo alive. They are gonna get in the lobby, but looks like they are just gonna sail. Oh, here comes Strip. He's in already onto Logai. No air shot to be had.
If he had the time.
But they get the pick onto the scout. They're already the scout on the point here. They're continuing this push off the sack. They get a frag on the bull. This is huge for Kingscrew. They're just gonna run in on his last push. Now it's just Side Guy sticking off the point. This is not looking good, but just a 2 down. Three quick. Yeah, you're. Bear's gonna frag Cactus Lactus. Yeah, those 3 quick frags and the scouts of quick flags.
Scouts, yeah. They're getting they got the flags that they needed.
A quick flags there from the
save
scouts.
the game.
Yeah, it's just
farming.
Just Side Guy alive in that push, and he's gonna go down as we see some aggression from the soldiers through window of Kingscrew. They Bear just sniped Logai! No!
Oh no!
That bomb was not expected.
If I've seen one thing that'll demoralize a team, it's what just happened to Logai. Now Bear Uber's into last, full Uber out there. You just gotta get the frags here, get the 6 off point, have a soldier shoot a rocket at it, and they just win the ground here.
Oh, the 6 are dead. It's just Bull and his medic alive. Logai's gonna try to bow him up, and he's just gonna, yeah. He knows it's over. That was some rough stuff there, man. You can't get sniped like that. Oh no.
Getting as a scout player and just as a competitive 6's TF2 player, getting randomly arrowed from just like across the map is the most infuriating thing in the world.
Yeah, I'd agree. But as a medic player, it's the most satisfying thing ever. As we are going to go into our potentially last mid of the match here. Again, just trading out the spam. Nobody really doing anything quite yet. We see both soldiers just kind of looking at each other here. As here comes a bomb from Patty actually over top right. He's going to get a lot of damage onto the other Dunkmasters. As Strip's going to follow up. He's not going to get, he's actually just going to get in behind and have a little 1v1 with Cactus Wax, but he is going to lose out on that. We do see a scout of Yoshin over the top, but off that pick onto Trip, Kingscrew's actually going to concede their first middle of the match. So this is the first middle one for the side of Dunkmasters. Could this be the turnaround that they're looking for? Maybe getting around on the board here, which Kingscrew does not want to have happen. Kingscrew needs to play to preserve their lead here. Even if it means stalling out the time for the reset, they cannot lose this round.
Yeah, this is if you're Kingscrew here, there's nothing. Oh, Daffodil in for a sack doesn't get anything, but just single soldier sack. There's only so much you can do. But yeah, if you're Kingscrew here, you need to play as super conservative. You can just preserve your big round advantage, because if Dunkmasters catches Kingscrew out here when they try to go for a risky play and they mess something up, it could spiral really, really bad for Kingscrew really quickly.
Yeah, Side Guy's gonna lead on pretty low. He's just gonna escape out window as he is gonna get healed up. We are just kind of again looking at each other through some choke points. Looks like Dunkmaster's got 5 players or lower here. They're trying to do something here lower. I'm expecting them a double soldier sack or something.
Yeah,
and as we are just kind of wandering around here, here comes Cactus Wactus. He's gonna run in here, just Daffodil and Slice in. Gosh, he's gonna go through window here. He's gonna get onto Bear, but Bear is just too elusive. Takes absolutely 0 damage from that Daff bomb. As it looks like the aggression is gonna come out of Yosh through the catwalk, and he's gonna get Sin Carmen and get on by Bull, and he's gonna get killed there for the counter sack.
Instantly. Yeah, I like that. I like what Dunk was doing there, trying to pressure sack for their sack from window through lower.
He's gonna get behind actually onto the bottom. He's gonna do a second bomb onto Bear. Bear's gonna take about 100 damage. He's gonna have to use. No, that was so bad from the side of Kingscrew. They should have killed him. He used 18 rockets to get the force.
Yeah, they let they let Cactus get 3 or 4 rocket jumps, and that's so crazy because you have to think he has to reload all his rockets. He has to reload the rockets he missed.
Oh, Trip is gonna go get owned.
Trip getting juggled in the air, and now. Like I said earlier, if they let Dunkmasters catch them out, and if they Lola eating a pipe there. He was a little hungry. He's fine. He's living. But like I said, if they let Dunkmaster start to spiral or catch them out here and start spiraling, this could easily go bad for King's
Oh,
Crew.
Sandblast
Now
gets
they're in on
dropped
last,
by the
only a level
Uber.
1 sentry. Sandblast getting caught out. He was on sniper there, I
Side
believe.
guy died immediately out of spawn. This is a huge nuke here from the side of Dunkmaster. They're gonna get some time out on the point. Just 3 alive on each team as Pablo's gonna go down. We see Daffodil going down very low as well. It's just him alive and his medic Loga is gonna die as well. They all in for that. And
That
that's not
was
looking good. I
that
can't
was
believe they held
so
that, especially after
close.
Side Guy died.
Yeah, that was so close. They need to have a better focus fire there, you know. I'll agree to, like, one person just calls to shoot one target, everybody shoots that target, and you just work a team down that way. You kill the person
Yeah.
closest to you. Now
Bear didn't
King's
even
Crew
use his
is,
Uber.
they have full Uber ad going into mid. Really good job from Bear, not milking his Uber to keep his team, like, in it, and not using on
Logay
last.
just spawned, so he's still building up his Uber. No heals on mid here right now, as we're gonna see
Daffodil
bombing.
in.
But Bear's not gonna use that. Bear's too good. He's gonna run back and grab this health pack. Then he's gonna start running forward with his team. They did get just the daft frag, so still only 30% on lobby. He's not building very well. He's just healing this full health bull right now. He's just standing still in lobby, just healing full health players. He needs to be building this Uber charge. They need to have a gun on last. They're just conceding the second point. Bull's gonna peek into the door and he's gonna die. What are they doing? They're throwing this away.
Bull getting caught there is the worst possible thing. Like I said earlier, Demo Man is so important holding last. And King's Crew in through lower. They get to pick the early pick on the Daffodil.
Daff bombed in there to try to get on side guy, but a very good flash from Bear's gonna keep him alive as they're just gonna get a couple quick frags, get some time on the point. This is gonna be game over already. That's exactly what King's Crew needed. Log is gonna instantly disconnect from the server as he has lost the match, and Patty's saying he's 6 feet tall. He's gonna walk forward. He's gonna take all 5 rounds without dropping a single round to Dunkmasters. That was very well played from King's Crew.
Yeah, that was almost clinical from King's Crew. They just for pretty like 90% of their pushes and like their holds and stuff, they just like textbook TF2 from out of them, and they did some really aggressive stuff like that force onto last through the left side door, where they just like they got a frag with the exchange, and even though they lost 2 on their double sack, they noticed that the medic was kind of caught out and like up against that wall and didn't really have a lot of places to go. So Patty just walks in, turns the corner, Ubers, and even though they used first, they just are able to have a better Uber because there's a bunch of people clumped up into that little ball, and he's playing soldier class, so you can just like shoot rockets at the floor and hit 4 of the players on the team. Can't flash them all.
Yeah, that was really well played from King's Crew. I gotta say, my player of the match there is, I think I gotta say Bear. Bear played really well. He made very few mistakes that entire game. He
Had
kept
a
his team in
perfect
it.
second
He
half.
hit the bows. Yeah, he was on it. You know, he got forced, but he literally held on to the Uber till he could not anymore. So well played from him. Hopefully the Celtics can get into playoffs. As before we go, guys, I want to take a shout out to teamfortress.tv. We're on the Team Fortress TV 2, teamfortress.tv 1, or Twitch TV, twitch.tftv.
Twitch.tv/Team Fortress TV, and
1
over there you can it's not 1, it's just Team Fortress TV.
Oh, my bad.
And over there you can watch what the remainder of what I believe is still going. High Five Demo Man versus 100 Beast should be a barn burner of a match. Super close match. Two of the top teams going off right there. You know, if I had to pick a player of the match, I would pick Chatty, as he may be a little short in real life, but in game he's at least 6 foot tall.
He's 7 feet tall.
In game he's 7 foot tall, and he just had incredible performance, having low deaths, high impact, high damage for both halves. Taking a lot of heals, but it's not a bad investment to put that many heals into Patty as the pocket soldier, and like giving less to your pocket scout or your demo man, especially in such a quick match. Taking a lot of exchanges, playing really aggressively. It's just like I said earlier, it's textbook TF2. It's Patty's kind of an older player, playing back like season 14, I think, was his invite debut, and it was a different time back then, and he's still reliving his glory days of being the good old days. He played shotgun pocket.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Team Fortress TV2. Thanks for coming out and enjoying the cast today with me, xattuu, boxcar, and knsume. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.